so this is my treadmill desk. I have a monitor arm that's wall mounted. So that lets me adjust the height however I want, and angle, and it goes from landscape to portrait and just whatever. I have an HDMI cable connected to it to audio and video. So I use the internal speakers on the monitor for audio output. The desk itself is just a metal wire rack that I've cut with wire snips. So where you'd have the actual shelving here to set stuff on, that's just all been cut out. So I'm really just using the legs and this side bracing to keep everything stable. And then where the side bracing would be in the front here, I've cut that out as well so my legs can swing through when I'm walking. On top of it, I've got, I think it's a 16 by maybe 36 inch shelf. And it's just had wood, I just used wood drill bits to drill through it so I could set it over on top of the shelving legs. So this adds weight and also a little bit, makes it a little bit more stable. And then on top of that, I've got some contact paper just to keep the keyboard and the mouse from sliding around. So having the shelf freestanding was the most stable desktop I could find that I've tried so far. The other thing that I do have is I have little bungee cords that bungee the desk to the frame of the treadmill. But any motion of, even though this is a real sturdy treadmill, any motion of that deck isn't going to get transferred to the desk itself. That's what I was trying to avoid with the freestanding desk. The accessories I use, I've got a Microsoft Ergonomic 4000, or this is the 6000, the wireless version. I like it because it's got this attachment underneath to provide a reverse slope. And the reverse slope seems to be the easiest for me to use while standing. It's also got the split keyboard, and so it's easier for me to have my elbows a little bit wider, especially while walking, versus in tight for a straight keyboard. I can't walk like that. My mouse is actually a trackball. I use the thumb-controlled one, works the best for me. So that I like this because I can keep my wrist on a wrist rest here, and even the side of my hand can be on the desk, and then that helps isolate the motion of just my thumb and just isolate it from the whole movement of walking. So when I try to use a mouse, I mean, your whole arm's moving, and that makes using a mouse very difficult. So the trackball seems to be the most precise I could find. I like this setup. The only limitation really is when I crank the incline up on the treadmill to make it more difficult. The monitor can adjust easily enough to keep it kind of level with my eyes, but the desk ends up being not high enough. I need an easier way, or I'd like an easier way where I'd be able to adjust the height of the desk to either for me on higher incline levels, or just to make it where multiple people could use the same desk setup, desk easily. So that's it for the setup.